very warm welcome back to the Jalan Stadium. Of course, it's Albrechts Niigata leading by 1-0 against HoウガンUnited in the Great Eastern Youth S League 2013. It is Albrechts that are just about to get us underway in their white and light blue strip, kicking from left to right. And that is exactly what they do. Long ball punted forwards, unusually for Albrechts. Bruno couldn't get there. Some interesting talking points from that first half with the goal, with the penalty claim and the penalty shout. Was it, wasn't it? Doesn't matter, as Edu Salim pulled off yet another penalty save, his third of the season, as Shotton picks up this loose ball. Shotton waits for support. Fazli Jafar is out in a wide left position. Back into Shotton. Tries to hold it up. Keeps it nice and simple. Fazli Hassan back inside. Thomas Beattie back outside, a little deflection, and that will be a Howe throw-in. Raj Kumar from 938 Live has managed to sprint his way up here to the commentary position as Fazli Jafar pulls the trigger to deliver one into the box, but it's far too heavy. It's picked up on that far side, though, by Jeremy Chang. He keeps it, delivered into the box. Could be a chance here. Mamadou goes up with a header. Hada's going to get there in goal. No problems with the take there from the keeper. Raj, you were talking about the first half and everything that happened, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens this second half, isn't it?
That's right. I mean, the first 45 seconds into this. Oh no, I think it's bad news for Albrechts. I believe Hiroki Hara has sustained an injury. Let's see whether he's still going to remain on the field. But in the first opening minute, this is what Howe-Gang United should have done in the first half. Really apply more pressure, and they've come out after the break, and not bad for the first minute of play. But having said that, you've managed to see the replays of the penalty. In your opinion, was it a penalty?
No, it didn't look like it, to be quite honest. It looked as though it was a soft one.
Right.
If we're being completely honest. But not down to me. It's down to the man in the middle, Farhan Mohammed, who has had a good first half, it has to be said. It's a poor ball forward, straight to the path of Mamadou. Mamadou tries to find Shotton. Easily picked off. Kuda wins it. Jeremy Chang now picks up the loose ball on the right-hand side.
Alex Weaver, the head coach, must have had quite a few stern words for his players at halftime. And that's why you probably see the Cheetahs now on the offensive. But having said that, now it's the ball is back to Albrechts Niigata.
Topped up the line nicely for Sakamoto. Sakamoto keeps possession. There he is, switching play all the way to this near side. Bruno Castañeda with a little bit of time and space to work his magic. Cuts inside onto his left foot. Pulls it to the edge of the box. Sakamoto again. Well, he's not going to score 20 goals like that this season if he makes contacts like that.
But it's good to see Bruno actually, getting into the play, because, I mean, 2 years ago, he scored 12 goals before he left for the senior squad back in Japan last season. And now that he's back, I think a lot of expectations on the Brazilian-born Japanese midfielder.
Pressure being applied.
Howe-Gang United, of course, have had a history of rather interesting and colourful coaches from the likes of Trevor Morgan, Heidi Iskander, York Steinbrenner, I believe even Richard
Mamadou pulls the trigger from range. Tried to cut in there, Raj, but the opportunity arose there for Howe-Gang. They are coming out with a little bit more purpose, and you are right, the coach must have had a few stern words at half-time.
And the Nigerian striker there once again, trying from long range. He's trying to find the weakness of the Albrecht's number 1.
I think just smashing into him a little bit earlier on may have ruffled the confidence slightly of Hideyoki Hara. Interesting to see what happens the next time a high ball goes into the box. Nice ball played forwards, little layoff. Again, closed down quickly, a lot quicker this half as Feruddin puts the challenge in. Sase electing to go all the way home. Hogan pushing up and trying to condense the play slightly. Jeremy Chang picks up the loose ball. He's shot in again. Shot and losing out.
You know, Paul, when I was downstairs for the halftime segment, a lot of the Hogang United supporters, they were all standing and still chanting and cheering. And that's what I think Alex Weaver, the head coach, you know, he's been here almost, 9-10 months. And he did say that last season when he saw that game against Tampines Rovers and Hogang United, when Hogang conceded against Tampines, the players' heads were down. And that's what he's trying to change in terms of the mindset, you know, to still continue to be positive. It might be a goal down, it might be 2 goals down, but still continue to be positive and fight for every ball. Right up till the 90th minute.
This would be their first loss of the season. Which we do know, both sides going into this unbeaten. Hogang with 4 points, Albrechts with 6. Albrechts will go top of the table if they win here, that much we do know. A lot of pressure this time from Albrechts, and that's good play from, as I said, did well just to hold off the challenges. Through forwards from Fazli Hassan. Shot and again, unable to control that. It's up to Hogang to come out and play and push this half. Currently trailing by that solitary goal. Played inside, easily picked off by Hota. That's not going to help their cause, giving the ball away too cheaply. The shape doesn't look too bad from up here, though, from our vantage point in the commentary position. Shape looks good, condensing the play and everybody moving together. A little bit of a late challenge there from Fazli Jaffa. Bruno has the ball, he looks up and he's going to find touch.
I think, yeah, that's what I was wondering, what he was dancing around with the ball. Because Tatsuya Sase has gone down.
Just got caught. See better from this angle.
Fazli Jaffa.
Slightly. Well, we don't like the gestation there from Sase, asking for the yellow card. The referee is his own man, he can make up his own mind if a card is needed, so trying to get a fellow professional booked is not sporting, really. Let's just have another look back at the goal, though, because it was a great strike, there's no question about that. Ball coming out, no one closing down, and right into the top corner. Salim had absolutely no chance with that one. We are going to see a change by the looks of things down here on the bench. It does look as though it is going to be Shingo Suzuki that is coming on.
That's right, the 34-year-old, he did come on as a substitute last match against Home United as well.
It's the guy that's going to be coming off. And it is going to be the 34-year-old, you're correct. Shingo Suzuki will come on. Interesting, just some 5 or so minutes into the second half, that That change has been made. Nice turn from Nagasaki. Nagasaki tries to thread it forwards. Just overcooked a little bit. Hooked up the line from Jeremy Chang. No nonsense defending. Ishikawa coming across to deal with that. Has experience at the J-League 2 level. Fukushima Vortis he played for over there for a couple of seasons before coming over here, the 22-year-old. Nagasaki. Well, there's nothing going forwards and there's nothing really ahead of him, so he had only one way and one option there, which was to play backwards.
I think that's the third time that we've seen Nagasaki, when he gets the ball in that situation, he's actually passing the ball back from midfield to the back line.
Don't give it away. Obviously, that is one of the remits. Keep the ball. If you've got the ball, the opponents can't score. If Albrechts were to keep the ball now for the remainder of the game, they'll win 1-0. But now that means Howe Gang have to come out and try and win the ball back. No free kick given. Schotten with a bit of time and space. Schotten shoots, blocked down by Hotta. Schotten has probably not had his best game so far this season, it has to be said. Toiling hard up front, but nothing really falling for him at the moment. Nice ball played over the top and an important little touch there. Corner for Howe Gang. They've started a lot brighter this half. Cycle looking to get on the end of that. So what quality can Azhar Saududdin produce here? 5 men in the box, 2 patrolling just outside the box. Fired into that near post area, everybody missed it. Held back in and hacked clear in the end. Takamoto.
I'm not sure if the ball hit the hand of an Albrechts player, because we've got to wait for the replay. The cross comes in.
Well, just pushed away there. Was there a handball? That's another talking point that's come up. Sase looked as though it hit his hand, but play allowed to continue.
I think we're going to see the first yellow card of the game.
Yeah, that is, he knows it as well. Just acknowledges it. Diallo Mamadou. There are some times when you actually need to do that in the opening exchanges of a game, just to set a benchmark. You can see it does just catch him, no question about that, that was a yellow card, but it does set a tone when the side isn't firing on all cylinders, but you still need that energy, you still need that zest in the side. Sometimes to have a player that will just do that, just to spark you up and get you going again, is always important. Mamadou Diallo goes into the book.
And it's good to see that the referee, Fahad Mohammed, has had a very good game so far. I mean, both teams, no real tough, reckless challenges. Only 1 yellow card so far, which is already nearing the hour mark. And it's been a very clean game so far.
Again, Albrechts comfortable to be able to just stroke the ball around at the back and then try and work their way through the middle of the park. Not got too many options going forwards there. There's only two players, Bruno and Sakamoto, that were in advanced positions. As it is, they lose possession.
But it's great to see the confidence that the Japanese club, the players exude. The fact that almost 90% of the players were brought in for this season, and they'll all be able to just, string the passes, hold the possession. And if the score stays as it is, they'll go on to top the table.
Well, one back there. Zaiko puts the challenge in. Little layoff from shot. Zaiko with one into the box. Fazli Jaffer's not going to get there. It's a poor clearance, though, from Sarsay. Fazli Jaffer now gets on the end of it. Can he conjure anything up? Tries to create a yard. Checks back. Keeps the ball. As a side of in. Nice turn. Tried to deliver closely marked, though, so that could be a little problem for Nagasawa, the goal scorer. Put the block in as Zaiko went round the outside.
I think we have a problem in the Albrecht's back line. The goalkeeper has put the ball out of play for one of the defenders to receive medical attention.
Nagasawa it is that's down. There is Alex Weaver. Just pondering his next thought and what he's doing.
Of the 2012 Fan Club of the Year, How Gang United. I didn't know you were allowed to bring loud hymns into the stadium because the rules have changed these days, Paul.
Well, I think that they've been approved to bring them in, and that's what makes the atmosphere so good when you come down to watch an S-League game. Again, wherever you are in the island of Singapore, if you get the opportunity to come along and support your local team, come down. You can still have your Man United, you can still have your Liverpools, your Real Madrid, your Barcelonas, but come here and support our S-League. It is vitally important. The big X sign goes up. That looks as though Nagasawa, the goal scorer, is not going to be able to carry on. That's not good news. See, if you were live, you'd be able to see all that stuff that goes on off the pitch because you can see everything. So get yourself down and support the league. Means that Albrechts have 10 men at the moment.
And they're about to make the second substitution.
Well, they're going to have to, because Nagasawa will not be able to carry on. Zaiko with a little bit of time and space. BT. Azar Sadudin. Wants runners going ahead of him. And it's there, and it's a great ball as well. Fazli delivers across the face of the box. What a ball in that was. Where were the strikers? That's the question. A golden opportunity there, really, for How Gang. If someone would have gambled, we will have that change now as well. But what an opportunity this was. What a great ball.
That's right. What a great mistake by the Albrecht's backline by allowing, the cross to actually come across the goal mouth. And just thankfully for them, Liam Shorten was one step behind, along with Zaiko, who was 3 steps away, because either one of them could have just found the equalizer.
Corner. Let's see what quality can be delivered here. It's a short one. Danger not cleared yet, and Fazli Jaffer can get over the top of that. We'll have to change now. It does look as though it's Morisaki that is coming on. Hiroki Morisaki, the 22-year-old. normally a wide left player, so he should probably just slot in on that left-hand side, and it is going to be the goal scorer, Nagasawa, that will be replaced. Confirmation then, goal scorer off, new sub on. Murasaki will patrol down that left-hand side. 65 minutes gone. It's the Great Eastern Yo's S League 2013. Albrechts Niigata currently leading by 1-0. It's a scoreline, if it stays this way, to become a result that would see them go to the top of the table after 3 games. Tampines would have a game in hand and are on 6 points. But at the end of the day, you know what the coaches say, we always want the points in the bag. That is so important. Here's a chance though for Mamadou. There's a little bit of time and space here. Mamadou, well, looked to try and bend it in. It deflected off the face of Ishikawa. Mamadou wanted handball, wasn't given. As it is, it's going to be a corner. So the game really starting to pick up some pace here.
That's right. Mamadou Diallo was calling for a handball against Ishikawa, but the referee Fahad Mohammed has instead pointed for a corner kick.
And 6 shirts in the box to aim for. No one got on the end of it. Dover played again.
Jeremy Chiang with that giant leap in the air, and he could have almost connected it and scored with a header.
I think Jeremy will be quite pleased with what you just said, a giant leap. I'll let him know that you said that afterwards, Raj, don't worry. He's now doing his defensive duties. There he is, trying to stop the ball going forwards, and as it was just a little bit too close to Sakamoto, so that's going to be a free kick for Albrechts Niigata.
This is interesting. Hiro Aki has come up all the way to actually take the kick.
It's a good one. Well won as well in the air from Sakamoto. Not enough bodies in and around him though. A little nudge in the back there. Referee saw it. Hatar with a push. It was a Zaiko that went down. The Albrecht side funneling back very quickly to defend though. As Asaruddin tries to get things going again, get a bit of urgency back in this Hougang side. Shot.
I think what I like to see is hopefully the Hogang players try to find open spaces. I mean, if one player is holding onto a ball, the other player should run into, you know, a position and try to provide the opportunity to receive the pass. All you're looking right now is the player with the ball, and he's looking around to see who's available because nobody is coming towards him. That's been the problem of the Cheetahs so far.
Mamadou manages to get past 2 challenges. It's still Mamadou, shot with a touch. Tries to beat his man in the box. There's too many white shirts there though. Play allowed to continue. Oh, great turn from Sakamoto. And now the white shirt stream forwards. Bruno is there in attendance.
There was a good reading of the game by Sakamoto because I didn't even see him turn his head, but he knew that Bruno was on his right side, and he passed the ball to Bruno.
Bruno there again, just keeping possession, keeping it simple. Nagasaki, Bruno. And again, if it isn't on, patient play from Albrechts. Pass and move, that's all they seem to do. Of course, very difficult to play against because the movement is always there.
Paul, 2 seconds ago, we saw Bruno with the ball, you know, in the other half. And about 3 seconds later, we see the ball back in
their own goal mouth. But they've still got possession of the ball. That's the key. That's the important thing for them at the moment. Draws the foul. That was good play from Sato. Knew what was coming there. No, 20 minutes to go at the Jalan Stadium. Still 1-0 in favour of Albrechts. Hougang have come out and are pushing a little bit more on this half, and almost a mistake there from Hara. Well, he got out of jail there because Mamadou closed down very, very quickly.
That's right, Albrechts almost paid the price for the passing game, and they survived this time around.
As I say, down the line, Bruno does well just to retain possession. Skips past a couple of challenges. He's still got the ball at his feet, Bruno. Nagasaki getting involved, Bruno again. Like a double change is going to be made for Hougang in a few moments' time. Got to try and get the ball back first, or the ball has to go dead before a substitution can be made, of course. Sakamoto looks for the give and go. It's a poor ball forwards from him, easily mopped up by Hazri Zayas. Mamadou. Nice ball flip forwards. Fazli Jaffers on the burst. Good play from Fukuda. He gets there first. Again, not panicking when they're under a bit of pressure, the Japanese side. Try to play it around, trying to look for that outlet. Ball in from Jeremy Chang, and Shot will have to get there.
He's looking around for support.
Shot looks up, there's bodies in the box, but just picks out an Albrecht shirt again. Albrecht's just hack it clear. Just the one striker, so very difficult for them to get out at the moment. They've got a 4-1-4 defensive line going at the moment, though. There's Otta, just the man that sits in the middle, and now they can break forwards with a little bit of pace down the left-hand side. It's the substitute, Murasaki. Waits for support.
You don't see the Albrechts players trying to make a run into the box to allow a player like Bruno Castanheira to try and float the ball in.
That was a foul. Play continues. See, Bruno wanted the free kick, not given. Time now for the changes. Well, that's going to be Robert Zaiko is coming off. Basit Hamid will come on.
Jeremy Chiang as well.
Jeremy Chang comes off as well. And that's going to be Feroz Hassan who will come on. Interesting changes, it has to be said. Basit Hamid, the 26-year-old striker, will come on.
So that means both teams have made two changes.
block clear. Nakir Soleiman just clearing his lines there. He's the man that was adjudged to have committed the foul for the penalty that was missed. 2 balls on the pitch. Will the referee stop it? No, play is allowed to continue. Finally, we get the second ball off. Long diagonal ball looking for Fazli Jaffa, but unfortunately he come inside. So just under 15 minutes to go of regulation time. Sakamoto, the judge have handled the ball. Great ball threaded through again. As Sairudin has found space for somebody to deliver quality into the box, but the quality didn't come. Hamid, I think it was, who was patrolling down that right-hand flank, just turns and breaks in there. And if there's a weakness to be able to get at this Albrecht side, it's those balls that are threaded in behind the fullbacks. If you've got pacey wingers, that's when you can open them up and get at them. Seen that on 1 or 2 occasions now this second half. Bruno in strong with the challenge. Still Bruno. Just closed out enough by Nakir Soleiman, but again the long ball forward's not good enough. It's letting Hogan down at the moment. They just can't seem to get out and get those attacks really turn to be a threat to Albrechts. That's the problem.
I wonder whether the Hogan players are actually suffering the extra sense of fatigue by playing on this artificial turf. I mean, Albrechts Niigata, they're pretty used to it.
Of course, Albrechts played here last week against home. Well, they do get a couple of training sessions as well throughout the week on the surface, so just to get themselves ready. His shot with a bit of time and space, though. He shoots, and well, he struck it well, but it was always fading away from goal. That's the first time we've really had a look at Liam Shotton, the 25-year-old.
That's right, he's taken him almost, what, 77 minutes to actually have a real first crack at goal. Because the earlier opportunities that he had, he was actually in the box, trying to create options for his fellow strikers to score. I have to say, Paul, judging by, I mean, when the second half started, we did see the Hogan Cheetahs actually, you know, really coming into the match. Alex Weaver, the head coach, must have said something to the boys at halftime, and they did start to play, you know, they did start to deliver a few attacking options when the second half started, but as the half has worn on, it's just been Albrechts more than anything else.
Here's Bruno. He manages to keep it in play. Fazli Jaffa with the touch, but just couldn't. Taken quickly by Sase. Given away. So it'll mean that Hogan can look to pour forwards again. Little layer from Mamadou. Played out wide. It's a nice ball fizzed out there. Hamid plays it back inside. As Sairudin into Mamadou. It's a little bit too tight. It's a good challenge. He's won the ball clearly there. No question about that for Kuda. doesn't even go forwards then. He passes it forwards and runs backwards 10 yards to stay in his position. So very disciplined, this Albrechts Niigata side. Good footwork from Sato. Komoto with a little layoff. Nagasaki out wide. Isase. Nice ball clipped in from him. Not the best header in the world out though. This one's picked up again by Hota, who plays it out wide.
But I think the long ball into the box option is not going to work because the Hogan defenders are pretty spot on, and they've kept themselves very tight with the likes of Sakamoto.
Suzuki just tries to thread that through the eye of a needle. Just a little bit too close to the defender, as it is though the second ball picked up by Albrechts. Now look to switch play and come down the right-hand side, which is exactly what they do. Sase is on the overlap. Bruno. Final change to be made by Haugang very, very shortly. Gabri Meslan will take his place in the lineup. Hota with a little layoff. Again, Albrechts very, very comfortable at the moment, just passing and stroking this around. Nice chance from Mamadou though. And again, always drifting wide. Change will come now. And it's going to be Liam Shotton that will come off. I think, as we mentioned, not one of his better games today. It is going to be Gabri Meslan that will come on.
Maybe Liam is still trying to get himself acclimatized and get used to the local humid conditions. It's not easy playing in this Jalan Besar turf. I mean, you and I, Paul, we've played in just friendly matches in our own capacity, and 2 days later, you know, our legs and knees will be aching for almost a week.
Right, speak for yourself. I used to be like that after every game of football that I played. Never mind playing on AstroTurf. And in this humidity and heat, I can guarantee you one thing: you hurt the next day. That's for sure. But no, you are right. I mean, this pitch it saps your energy.
Yeah,
it really does, and you do feel it. Always good to regenerate the next day by going for a swim. I find that just eases the muscles somewhat. Here's Mamadou. Has a bit of time and space, delivers into the box. It's not a bad ball as well. Important header there though from Sase. They're trying to be too clever, and Fazli Jaffer gets in. No, Fazli Jaffer's entitled to go for that ball. Hara not happy, wants a yellow card. The ball's there to be won.
I think the Albrecht players were calling for a foul early on. I believe the foul was probably here.
Oh, there's nothing there. No, I think it's where he's gone for the ball. And he's entitled to go for that ball because it's all been spilled.
No, that particular tackle by Fazli Jaffer against Sase.
Don't really think there was too much there. Both of them at it. In the box, there's a nudge in the back. Play allowed to continue. Well done, though, by Sakamoto. Flag stay down. Real chance here to kill this game off. It's Morisaki. Pulls it back to Sakamoto, who, well, you mentioned he said he wants to score 20 goals this year. He's had 20 misses in this game.
Well, I think that's pure inexperience speaking on his part, and it's a real shame that he didn't manage to at least square the ball to Bruno Castanheira, who was coming in on his right side, because I think maybe Bruno would have wrapped up the game 2-0.
Is that a turning point with just under 6 minutes to go? Will that give Haugang a springboard to be able to G themselves up for the last 5 or so minutes? Because that's a poor ball play back again from Morisaki. Another chance here for Haugang. That's poor. Gabri Meslan just trying to do a little bit too much after just coming immediately straight on. You need to get into the pace of a game. had options to play in and around him, but unfortunately not on that occasion. So Raj, 1-0. Is it going to stay like this? And Albrechts look to be the force to beat this year then, the way that they play.
I think if the game stays like this, Albrechts, they're going to watch the repeat tomorrow. They're going to see the number of chances that they squandered in the first half, including their penalty. And then several chances in the second half. They could have won this game easily in the first 45 minutes by at least by a 3-goal margin. So if How Gang United managed to scramble in the equalizer, it's just 2 points dropped and wasted for Albrechts Niigata. So I think with about 5 minutes, barring injury time, I think it's still going to be Albrechts for the win.
Great work again from Nagasaki, keeping possession. Bruno looks to try and slow things down in the corner. Flag's gone up, offside. A little interchange of passing there, just a little bit too intricate and a little bit too tight. So a couple of minutes left for How Gang to save this game. That's not the best pass in the world from Zakir Sulaiman. Wasted opportunity to gain some distance and just try and keep possession. A little bit of hole in there. Sakamoto concedes the free kick. Long ball punted forwards, controlled down by Sabri Mazlan. BT in the middle of the park. It's a poor ball. Sakamoto is onside. The flag has stayed down. He bent his run to perfection. Looks to keep possession and slow things down. Nagasaki is there in attendance, as is Murasaki, and that's going to be a corner. So they may be young men, Albrechts, all of about the age of 20, 21, 22, 23, except one or two players. Obviously Hara in goal is 35, and Shingo Suzuki they brought on is 35, but very much youngsters playing with old heads here, taking the ball into the corner, knowing that 3 points will take them to the top of the table. That's the most important thing for them and for Koichi Tsuyama. How Gang need to get out here. Little nudge in the back there from Murasaki means that it's easy for How Gang to get out. Well, back to the drawing board for Alex Weaver if it does stay this way. The way that they started with 4 points so far. There's the young fans enjoying themselves down here, coming down to support the Albrechts side. And again, good passing, good movement. Murasaki, rather than taking the chance, goes straight into the corner. 60 seconds left, and that could be a yellow card. That's what happens when the clock runs down. Players turn around and they don't like that. That is why the forced challenge came in from Azhar Sadruddin. What it does is it wipes another 30 seconds off the clock, and that's exactly what it's done. And as you can see, they're not being very adventurous here. Just one white shirt in the box. Board will go up with 3 minutes of time added on. It does look as well as though Albrechts are getting ready to make a third and final change, just to try and kill the game off and stop the clock a little bit more. No nonsense now. Flags stay down because Sakir Sohaman was playing people on side. Well, you don't mind that. Half a chance there. But what it does is it opens it up, allowing Howe to try and break forwards to come the other way. 3 minutes of time added on. Sulaiman plays it forwards. Mamadou tries to flick it on, but there's nobody else there, and saying nobody's talking. Nice little touch and good control there from Nagasaki. Switches play and gets away with it. He's managed to find Morisaki, but our white shirts ahead of him, but again elects to just keep the ball, slow things down. Sato. Suzuki. Morisaki just helps it up the line. Sakamoto will just go and run this out and try and take up as much time as possible in the corner. Goal kick's been awarded, and the substitution will be made. Sakamoto will come off, and it is going to be the 20-year-old defender Yoshinaga Arima that comes on. So confirmation of that change. Long ball forwards. It's a free kick, and this could be last chance saloon coming up here for Howe. 60 seconds left to play, but a chance to throw it in from Alex Weaver's side, and a chance to try and steal something right at the death. As a Sarodin, we've seen him already carve open the defence of Albrechts on a couple of occasions. Can he deliver quality on this time? Hazard delivers. Hada comes and fists it away, an important one as well. Bakuda was there, he nearly took his own player's head off. Spin on the ball favours Albrechts. They managed to keep it, and now the white shirts looking to get in and stay onside. That's exactly what they do. And the 3 minutes have elapsed, so any second now we will have the whistle. But there could be a chance here to just nick it and make it 2-0. Bruno's in the box. Arima just turned around and said, well, I'm going for the corner. And the tackles and challenges start to fly in. There they are. Just a little bit overzealous. Oh, yellow card shown to Faraz Hassan, the man that came on as a sub. We're now 4 minutes of stoppage time. There is the final whistle. And no matter what you say, it's a well-deserved victory for Albrechts Niigata. They are the side that have created all the opportunities and the goal-scoring chances. A little bit of controversy in the first half. There was a penalty awarded that was missed, or saved, I should say, from Fadel Salim. But nonetheless, it was Albrechts Niigata that did all the pushing, that created the majority of the chances, that kept the ball better. And they are the ones that have come out on top by 1-0, courtesy of Nagasawa in the 42nd minute. A great strike from outside the box, but more importantly, they are the ones that go back to the top of the table of the Great Eastern Yos S League 2013. It's ended Hougang 0, Albrechts 1. Let's get down to Shazad. Thanks, Shazad. Some interesting points there that you guys will pick up on a little bit later on as well. And here is one of them, of course, the penalty shout. Is the contact? It's a dive. I'm telling you now, it's a dive. In my eyes, no question that it wasn't. So justice was served when Fadil Salim pulled off his third save from the penalty spot in 2 games. Brilliant keeping from him. Not enough power, not enough quality from Nagasaki, who took the penalty. And that meant that we were looking at a 0-0 half-time, because that was about 5 minutes before half-time until this. Hougang didn't clear their lines. Nagasawa pulled the trigger from 20 yards out. Nobody closing him down. He just picked his spot. Bang, straight to the top corner. Have some of that. Adil Salim, absolutely no chance there. That meant that it was 1-0 at half-time. And as we just heard from the guys in the studio, something was said at half-time by Alex Weaver, because Hougang United did come out with a little bit more purpose. They did look as though they wanted to create a few more problems. And Mamadou, this was literally a few seconds into the second half, showed the intent that Hougang were looking to come forwards and get back on level terms. Great ball whipped into the box, but again, nothing really falling for Hougang, so no real luck for them. But you know the adage and the saying that is in football, you make your own luck in this game, and that is something that Hougang failed to do. Suspicion there of a handball. Did it hit the hand, or was it just the leg? So I say it was the guilty party. Brilliant ball played and threaded through from Azhar Saradin. Fazli Hassan delivers quality across the face of the box, but no striker in there. That is something that will be looked at. And then a mistake and a hiccup from Hideoki Hara. Well, got a little bit stuck underneath the ball, didn't he? There you go. Wasn't sure whether to pass it or launch it. And again, Diallo Mamadou closing down very, very quickly. Another great ball threaded through from Azhar Saradin. And that ball across the face of goal, not bad again. Breaking the offside trap, that was the substitute, Bensid Hamed, who delivered a bit of quality, but again, not enough quality shooting-wise. Shot, that was all we saw of him until he was substituted, 10 minutes before the end. Had a little bit of time and space, turned, drilled it goal-bound, but always fading away. Never really going to trouble Hara in the goal. Mamadou tried, was knocking on the door all the time. Played a little bit more of an advanced role than that centre of midfield role that he did in the first half. And Fazli Jaffa looked as though he was going to go close here, but the free kick was awarded. So no real luck for Hougang. Albrechts did create 1 or 2 opportunities, particularly towards the end when Hougang were pushing forwards, and not more so down the left-hand side. Morisaki coming on and just pulling balls back, but of course it was Sakamoto that was missing all the chances. Again, not afraid to have a little pop at goal. Morisaki picking up that loose ball. This is almost with a minute to go after they were turning around and going into the corner. Adil Salim just letting that one get away from him slightly. But nonetheless, he was in the right place at the right time, but it ended 1-0. So the tail of the tape reads thus: 11 shots on and off target for Albrechts Niigata, 9 on, 2 off. And as you can see from the corner count, that's where Hougang really could have put their big boys forwards a bit more and created better, as they only created 7 goal-scoring opportunities in total. That second half showed that Hougang came out and played a little bit more, which is why the percentage stat has dropped to 45-55%. But as I always say, the only stat that matters is the one at the top. Hougang United 0, Albrechts Niigata 1. Back to you in the studio, Shazad.
Thanks very much, Shazad. Well, Moiti, obviously, another win for you guys. You must be pretty ecstatic.
I think we are much happier with the performance today compared to last week, where we handed the initiative to Home United, and also in Pasir Gudang, Harimau Muda controlled the game most of the time. So today we controlled the tempo, and then I think we are happy with the team performance.
Now, currently we're still in the early days of the season, but you're sitting on the top of the league. You must be pretty happy about that as well.
We are more concerned about winning the game. Whether we are which position on the table right now is only temporary. After 3 games, the next day another team can overtake us. So we want to drum into our players from the team management itself that do not look at the table now. Be more concerned about winning the next game.
So is this the Albirex that we're going to continue seeing as the season progresses?
We got to work harder in training and then make sure our performance get better and better, and then hope that the fans will keep coming back to see us.
Fantastic. Well, obviously we're going to be rooting for you. Shazad, it's back to you in the studio. Thanks so much, Shazad. Alex, first loss of the season. You must be a little bit bummed.
Yeah, disappointed to lose the game. Very pleased with the reaction in the second half. I think we gave them a little bit too much respect in the first half. Good team, Albirex, and you can see what, well, I think that's evidence of what Japan in total as a nation are doing. Very good technical players, very good, comfortable on the ball. But we gave them a little bit too much space in the first half. We needed to get tighter to them in the second half, which we did. And that in turn enabled us to create a few more chances ourselves. We just weren't clinical enough, weren't precise enough in the attacking third. We gave the ball away too many times, but we still created chances, and that was positive, and that was pleasing.
Okay, so let's just talk about your foreign players that you've brought in. You've got 4 of them. How are they acclimatizing to the weather and the climate here?
Well, we've actually got a full quota of 5, and Diallo from last year, he's still on board. They're enjoying life in Singapore. They're doing well, adapting to the training conditions. The training sessions and the games. So yeah, they're doing well.
Okay, now let's just talk about Woodlands Wellington. You're going up against them next week. They're not the same team that they were last year. So are you looking forward to it? What are you expecting from them?
Of course, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We watched them play against Harim Al-Muda. We had them watched in their last game. They've been a little bit inconsistent in terms of results. But we know about Khalid. The Dutch influence there is sort of in that number 10 position, and he's a threat to them. So it's interesting, the S League, because we've played against 3 teams now, and they've all sort of been pretty different in their style. I think Woodlands, their system is a little bit different to the regular S League teams, but I think style, we'll be playing against a team that's more in line with the rest of the Singapore team. So we're looking forward to it, and we need to be thinking about getting a positive result.
Okay, well, we look forward to watching that match next week. Shazad, it's back to you.